Rugged beauty, majestic vistas, harsh lessons, unforgiving terrain, persevering spirit, and always engaged, surrounded, and supported by our community. Welcome to KTVA's live coverage of the finish of Iditarod 42.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Front Street in Nome, Alaska. We are within 30 minutes of crowning another champion in Iditarod history. Iditarod number 42. And what a strange, bizarre, crazy night it's been on the Iditarod Trail.
People watching this will be thinking, well, what's the matter with the weather and the wind? But boy, oh boy, about 4 or 5 hours ago, it was a completely different story.
Well, and it may even be now because there's a lot of localized weather out on the coast in the latter part of this trail. So you'll get wind tunnels, areas that blows real hard, a little bit away from here. And here it's not very windy right now, but we don't know what it was like out there 20, 30 miles away a while ago.
Yeah, kind of a serene look tonight. And everybody ready? They've been ready all night. We're expecting at one time Jeff King to pull in here with his 5th Iditarod championship around midnight, and then a lot of things changed before safety, and we've only heard that they were hurricane caliber winds. Jeff was shut down, and he actually got help into the checkpoint. As we look at some of the video, the aerial shot by KTVA earlier today of Jeff dealing with some of those winds, but the real trouble happened tonight well after dark on his way into safety and some of those blowholes out there. I know, Bruce, you can talk about those. You've been through those. What are they like?
Well, there's some areas right along the coast when you come off what's called Topcock Hill, and it's where you have some interior hills, and then it comes down to a smooth, long beach and lagoon out to the ocean there. And it's just an area that's really famous on the Iditarod and along this coast for localized windstorms. And the thing is, at this point, you're dealing with dog teams that are at the end of a 1,000-mile race, and this year in a pretty epic race. So the critical thing are what we call wind leaders, dogs that don't mind the wind. They're dogs that do well going through water, dogs that do well going through deep snow. But they kind of have to be in those conditions beforehand and be used to it. So that might be what they'll say the critical factor was, those leaders that would go into that wind.
And Jeff shut down about 3.5 miles the other side of safety, and he had nearly a 2-hour lead on Allie Zirkle at that time. Shut it down. Allie ended up leading into safety, and then she decided once she got there that she was not going to leave until she was forced out of safety. And then lo and behold, here comes Dallas Seavey, who's started the day out of White Mountain well back. We wasn't in the picture unless there was something crazy that happened, and of course it did happen tonight. And so now Dallas was able to lead out of safety, and then they were battling each other here in the final 22 miles.
Yeah, I mean, look at the chronology there. Early this afternoon, 3 o'clock, and we knew Jeff King was going to leave with the lead, and he seemed to be in such great control, no problem. And then Allie Zirkle, of course, has the opportunity, and then she passes Jeff King, and then Zirkle goes first into safety, and then we have the Jeff King scratch, and then Allie Zirkle stops, as you mentioned, and now here we are at the point where Dallas Seavey passes Allie Zirkle, and that basically covers about 10 hours there in about 15 seconds. It's been a wild day and night.
And we should remind all of our viewers, because of what happened not that long ago on this trail, that anything can happen here in the final 10 miles. We really can't put any race to bed here tonight until we see that champion across this Burled Arch tonight in Front Street. Let's make a little more noise for Dallas Seavey. He's up off the ice.
It's more of a trot now, though. He was really humming along a few minutes ago, and they're just coming right in.
And Dallas is out there running. And he's going to work hard right to the final 10 feet, I'll bet. That's what Dallas does. Bruce, this is one of the most well-conditioned mushers there is on the trail.
Yeah, I mean, he is always working. We've observed him the whole 1,000 miles. He takes every stop seriously. He gets his chores done and care of his dogs immediately when he gets in. And I just think it's a great example for both of these guys just not giving up when Jeff pulled out.
You saw that? He's still looking back.
Yeah, and we don't know where, I don't know where Ali is really in real time right now. So this is a pretty amazing finish.
Well, you have to assume that she's somewhat close unless she's turned the headlamp off.
By golly, he's coming in, and he's going to pull this off.
Perseverance.
And honestly, this will be a night that Dallas Seavey will never forget. Honestly, he's going to win his second Iditarod championship, but it's in the way that this one was won. Dallas Seavey has made his way through the storm, and tonight wearing bib number 14 is making Iditarod history. Ladies and gentlemen, your Iditarod champion, Dallas Seavey. One of the closest finishes in Iditarod history.
What they're doing right now is there's mandatory gear that the mushers have to carry in their sleds. They have to have a cooker to melt water and heat water for feeding their dogs. They have to have mail that they've the Iditarod Trail Committee has them, ceremonial mail they're carrying. They have to have an axe, snowshoes, sleeping bags, booties for their dogs. And before they can officially check in or have their time, the race officials check off all of those different items.
We got more food besides what they've been feeding these guys. Heat's in the cooker. What else do we need?
He's got that. I saw those.
Now, this all has to be in order, right?
Get a signature here, and that officially brings you off of the trail for Iditarod 42, the first of many to go, but the most important position by any means. Mr. Seavey, Dallas Seavey, arriving here on the 11th at 4:04 a.m. local time. Everything required in his sled has arrived here in Nome on 8 days, 13 hours, 4 minutes and 19 seconds. A hail, warm, and congratulatory thanks for completing Iditarod 32. Again, a champion of Iditarod.
How bizarre and what a turnaround it's been in these hours, huh?
Well, these hours, you know, I think it just brings home the point that I've been saying this whole way. Just race your dog team, forget the competition. I didn't know I'd won until after more than a minute after I crossed the finish line. I thought I just beat my dad across the finish line for third. I had no idea.
I guess all the years of working out and always saying that you had to keep yourself in great physical condition, it really paid off in this race down the stretch, didn't it?
You know, yeah, being in shape helps, but, you know, I'm not going to say for a second I'm in better shape than Allie. Have you seen the guns on her? Yeah. And I know better than say anything else. The truth of it is, this dog team was a massive dog team that was young with a lot of potential, and it was a smart race that got us here first. It wasn't my athletic ability. This trail favored canine athletes, not human athletes. You can run at 9 miles an hour in soft trails. You can't run at 10, 11, 12 on these things.
You've got your second Iditarod championship, Dallas. Is it too early to sum up what that means tonight?
It means my dad only had bragging rights for a year. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it just hit me a minute ago that I won the dang thing. I don't know what it means. It means that we're doing things right. It means that once again I've had the honor of driving the best dog team in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dallas Seavey. Let him hear it.